So, you saw, obviously, the thumbnail of my video earlier, right? One of the first topics that I covered on my stream was this person, okay? The man, the myth, the legend, who needs no introduction. Well, I say that, but some people still don't know who he is. Conrad Golden. Twitter's greatest, most famous philosopher, okay? Just to give you a very quick synopsis of this video. This is kind of like last time on Chud Logic, okay? Something like that, I guess. So, Conrad Golden. He basically is like a radical, well, not radical, that's a stupid way of saying it. He is like a classical liberal type character. Like, he's a big Sargon fan. He's kind of into Count Dankula as well. And yeah, anyway, he sort of like talks about the radical left and just says real cringe shit in his tweets. And basically, I made this video about him, going over it, because I thought he's quite a funny character to go over, even though he's like a tiny account. He's got like 70 followers or some shit like that. I thought, fuck it, it's funny, right? So I covered him on stream and spoke about him. And then over the passage of time, eventually, like I think a couple of weeks after that happened, Conrad Golden was due to have a debate with SJW Debates. Oh, thanks very much for the sub, much appreciated. On my YouTube. So yeah, basically he was due to have a debate with SJW Debates. Not only did he back out of the debate, but Conrad Golden, moments before the debate was due to start, deleted his Twitter account. Deactivated his Twitter account. Hey Pig God, how's it going? Oh yeah. That was my thing, yeah. The greatest example of the Dunning-Kruger effect that's ever existed. That is a perfect example of Conrad Golden there. But yeah, so he deleted his entire Twitter account. And Jangles, there's this philosopher, postmodern philosopher called Derrida, and the debate was about Derrida. So Jangles had done all of this fucking research for this debate, spent hours and hours doing it, only for Conrad Golden to delete his account. You know, literally hours before the debate was due to start. So, kind of funny, but if you're Jangles, kind of annoying as well, right? Because you imagine you spent all of that time researching, okay? Only for the person to not only back out, but back out by deleting their entire fucking Twitter account. Holy shit. That is some serious fucking hilarity right there. So, what I wanted to do, okay, is I just wanted to very quickly go in, okay? And I wanted to give you a bit of an insight into what's happened recently. So let's go in. Let's get knee deep into this, okay? So, for anyone that doesn't know, this is Conrad's profile picture, okay? So, you can see straight away the kind of level that we're at. As soon as we go into his profile, we know what we're dealing with. He's using that classic, like, 2016 era triggered meme person, you know. Yeah, 2014 even. Yeah, I'd definitely classify that as conceding the debate. But this is the thing. I think your profile picture gets associated with the person. And whenever I see this, I now think of Conrad Golden. It's like ingrained in me. So this is the first thing you see and you're like, right, I know what I'm in for here, okay? I know what I'm dealing with. And then you look at his fucking bio, right? Anti-SJW. I love the fact that he proclaims to be an anti-SJW straight in his bio. First thing. The first thing you need to know about this guy. Yep. He's an anti-SJW. Great. Good start. But he says he's anti-alt-right as well, which we'll investigate in a second because I've got some things to show you that may go against that. Hold the centre, classical liberal, Freedom isn't free, neither is free speech. A phoenix. He's got a phoenix in there. He's got a fucking phoenix in there. And yeah, hashtag free Sargon. That's not a joke. Look, there's a few rumours, okay, that this dude is like satire or a meme. And I know that we're all cynical lefties, okay, I get that. But I am telling you, okay, I've known about this guy for a long time now. Since July back last year when I first set up my Twitter account. I'm like an expert on Conrad Golden, okay? And I'm telling you, he is legit. I promise you this dude is legit. He's not fucking memeing. He's not trolling. This guy is fucking serious, okay? Please believe me. I can assure you he is genuine. Right? So let's look at this. Let's have a little, just dig through his profile, okay? What's with the Phoenix meme? It's because he deleted his account because he was due to have a debate with Jangle Science Lad. Right? So he deleted his account and then came back recently thinking people would maybe forget about it. And that's why he's got the Phoenix thing. This is the kind of person that knows the black crime statistics of every state by heart. Yeah, true. Speaking of Sargon, does anyone know why he doesn't use his main account anymore? Oh, it's because his main account got demonetized, so he uses Akkad Daily instead now. Look. At the end of the day, I can't say to go and brigade someone or anything like that. If you choose to engage with bronze swords of your own volition, of a decision that you make, that's up to you. I can't police how you use Twitter, okay? But obviously, I don't agree with the idea of brigading someone. Okay, so let's move on to some of his takes, okay? And the thing is, Conrad Golden is now so well known by like left Twitter, okay, that everywhere he goes and every tweet he makes, he gets fucking ratioed. It doesn't matter whether it's a tweet on his main thing or whether it's a reply to something. He gets ratioed everywhere he goes. It is so funny, okay? Here we go. This is a top tier tweet thread. This is so good, okay? When I saw this is when I knew that I had to cover him because of how good this is, okay? Look at my mentions and tell me, leftists, if this is the face you want to be putting forward to the general public. Do you think this can or even should beat Trump? I'm being serious. We need to have an honest, adult conversation about reforming the left. Passers-by just scroll down on this post, which will be the target of non-stop leftists and the only joke, a stale Family Guy meme. Then reconsider who you want to be associated with. And this is the killer tweet. To those of you looking for a solution, there's a way out of the radical left. Start your education de-radicalisation here. And he's linked to Akkad Daily. He's linked. His advice, if you want to get de-radicalised, is to watch Sargon of Akkad. That's his advice. I mean, it's very difficult to meme here. Like, how it's just the most absurd tweet you could possibly envision. Right? Like, what the fuck? Watching Sargon to get de-radicalised is truly a five-head moment. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Sargon's more smug. It's not Sargon. So look, why didn't you link to your hero King Crocodoc? So this is a reference to the fact that after Conrad Golden deleted his Twitter to duck the debate with Jangles, King Crocodoc called him a coward, and Conrad Golden had looked up to King Crocodoc up until that point. And I remember in one thread, someone said, what do you think about King Crocodoc calling you a coward? And Conrad said, well, he didn't know the full story, so of course he'd say that. Yeah, a few gifts here, good stuff. Yeah, getting that ratio going. So yeah, literally everywhere he goes. But look, here's an interesting part of the thread as well. This is a genuinely interesting thing, right? I don't know if people know this, but does everyone remember when Sargon of Akkad got banned from Patreon? Yeah? Does everyone remember? So, a little while ago, Sargon of Akkad got banned from Patreon and it caused a right fucking fuss, yeah? So Sargon got banned, other creators quit in protest, and a lot of people like just straight up deleted their Patreons. Their Patreon account, because they were so disgusted with how it had all gone down, okay? And I've seen Jeff mention this before. I've spoken to Jeff about this before. But he actually brought it up in this thread. And basically, long story short, there was absolutely no reason that Sargon had to go from Patreon. Okay? Now, are you aware Sargon could have gotten it all back? Could have gotten it back. All he had to do was walk back the white N-word statement. So remember that that's what caused him to be banned from Patreon. He was in a stream with some alt-writers and he accused the alt-writers of acting like white N-words. Okay? So literally all Sargon had to do is apologise for that, okay? That's it. That's all he had to do. But he didn't. He didn't, okay? So he ended up getting banned off Patreon because of that decision to not walk it back. Not only did it obviously affect his own thing, but it also affected a whole bunch of other creators too. A friend of mine makes NSFW content. They're very willing in allowing creators to change, fix mistakes. Yeah, I've got no reason to doubt that Jeff is telling the truth here. Sargon fucked Wizard of Course. I don't know about that. I don't know what that entails, but yeah. So yeah, it looks like they're quite a productive conversation, to be fair. But I just think that's quite an interesting aspect to Sargon's story, is had he just backed down, he'd still have his Patreon. Patreon is a company, they make money. If you make money, they want you to stay on the platform. Yeah, precisely. Have you seen what the Patreon fees are? Jesus Christ. I'm only small and obviously I'm not paying that much, but I can see as it scales up how Patreon are going to be taking a bigger and bigger slice, you know? So anyway, this dude is just getting fucking bombarded. So yeah, that's more or less that thread, and that's his pin thread. And as you can see, every single tweet he's just getting ratioed on. Kind of funny. I love the left has taken over tech when the left is terrified of growing technocracy. Yeah, exactly. It's an absurd argument. And actually, just on that point, when it comes to lefties talking about, oh, make your own YouTube, when Dennis Prager complains about being demonetized or whatever, yeah, it's not that we support or side with the companies. We say that as a method of pointing out the hypocrisy of conservatives who talk about, find another baker, but then complain when they're affected by companies, treating them badly in inverted commas, right? Nick and Sargon were mates and both as well. Jeff made the meme cake stand, but they ain't no more. Yeah, I know. Well, Jeff walked away from all the fucking political stuff. I don't think being hypocritical is inherently bad. Just because you're a hypocrite, it doesn't mean that you're wrong necessarily. That's a mistake sometimes people make. They think that just pointing out someone as being a hypocrite is an argument, but you're just saying they've got no principles, basically. It's not just demonetization. Some of their videos get put behind like content filters for like kids and stuff like that, which is good if you ask me. Why should a kid be watching fucking PragerU content? Holy shit. So anyway, let's move on a little bit further, okay? Censorship on the left, but yeah, it is. Of course, the world is dominated by conservative values. Yeah, absolutely. We need to end the gender pay gap on Twitch. What do you mean? What gender pay gap on Twitch are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. You feel free to put stuff in the chat, but I'm kind of busy at the moment doing my thing. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, I thought as much, to be honest. Yeah, no worries. Thanks for popping in, Dicey. Well, if they keep trying to derail the conversation, you know what to do, mods. Oh, what's this? King Crocodoc. I don't know what that's about. Anyway. The question of whether people are more generous to men than women is relevant nonetheless. Yeah, it is. I mean, I think that I'm just going to find a tweet and I'll just say some words. There have been studies done that show that women do have it hard on Twitch. There's this concept of like, oh, women just get loads of money from thirsty guys, but they do get a lot of like shit that men don't. It's a double-edged sword. But yeah. Oh, sorry, just while we're scrolling through. So, you know that obviously we just saw Conrad Golden talking about fixing the left, okay? I found like the dark side Conrad Golden earlier. This dude. So this Victor Golmir was talking about how sad this person was, like an anti-SJW person, right? And this is the dark side Conrad Golden, illustrated man 5. Not quite. I'm more on that. Burn the entire left to the ground. Piss on the ashes, salt the earth, and turn them into moral leopard shit. Also, your inability to grasp the concept of fun is surpassed only by your inability to go 5 minutes without mentioning Carl or McGrifters. So this is like the dark side Conrad Golden, okay? Obviously I turned it into a meme, because that's just kind of what I do. Anyway, he never responded to me, which is odd, because a lot of his tweets are just quote tweeting people into the void. What's the stream about? Read at the bottom of the screen and you'll see what the stream is about. I've put a title in. So yeah. Margaret Thatcher's haunted vagina. True. So basically, you know, Conrad Golden is an enormous hypocrite. So he was complaining because someone shared a spicy Gulag meme. Sarah Beans shared this. And, you know, can we be honest? Can we be real for a second here, right? I'm going to take these fucking headphones off. Can we be real? This meme, right, it's barely anything. It's just a little spicy Gulag meme, you know? What's wrong with this? Yeah, exactly. It's dunking on Uncle Sam. It's kind of like, you know, some people might find it funny, might not, but anyway, it's not particularly offensive, right? Can we at least agree that? Conrad Golden responds, of course, Jack allows stuff like this on his website, since it is overrun by communists, and he knows it and agrees with most of their ideology. So let's have a quick look at something. Now look, someone being worth $5.2 billion doesn't necessarily disprove that they're a communist, but I'd say it's pretty good evidence that it's unlikely they're going to be supportive of a political ideology that believes that the existence of their job should be eradicated, right? So, you know, by all means, I'm not saying this is, you know, concrete proof that he isn't a communist. However, I would like to see what evidence someone has to demonstrate with this, the fact that he's a billionaire in mind, that he is a communist. I mean, yeah. Show me the evidence that he's a commie, right? Like, yeah, the burden of proof is on the one making the claim, and extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. And the claim that a billionaire is a billionaire fucking CEO. Thank you very much for Maggie, for the generous $1 tip, and also for the comment that made me laugh. Yeah, so it's completely absurd. This concept that a billionaire CEO of a tech company. Oh, hang on. Yes, because the desktop audio wasn't up. Sorry about that. It's up. It's up now. So yeah, absolutely absurd claim. Anyway. So first of all, the idea that Jack's a communist is fucking absurd, okay? But then going back, I mean, the dude retweeted a meme that not only suggested that they would become a Nazi if they saw a communist, but also alludes to Pinochet's murder of political dissidents by throwing them out of a helicopter. So, if you're worried about a Gulag meme, I'm not quite sure why you'd be sharing a meme like this, or retweeting a meme like this, Yeah, the funny thing about the helicopter gag thing is you've got two. What? Priggy stands to Napoleon Bonaparte. That doesn't surprise me. But you've got two sort of aspects to the helicopter thing. So on the one hand, you've got the identify as a attack helicopter shit, but then also you've got the throwing commies out of helicopter meme that libertarians and ANCAPs allegedly use, So yeah, massive hypocrite as well. If I became a billionaire CEO, I'd collectivise the company and donate as much of it as possible to the Sanders campaign. Oh, hang on. Did he at Jack? Oh, he did it. Oh my God, hang on, I've just realised. He atted Jack in the tweet. He atted fucking Jack. This is big, this has got really big, I hope he sees this bro energy, right? But yeah, someone mentioned earlier as well the idea that Jack sat in a room approving of tweets as they come through. Gulag meme, tick, tick, tick. Anti-communist meme, no. Obviously that's not true anyway, because that fucking helicopter meme's still up on Atheist Republic. But yeah, he's not too bright. But anyway, the funny thing with old fucking Conrad Golden is, am I Irish? No, I'm British. I'm English. I'm an Englishman. Okay, so Conrad claims in his bio that he's anti-alt-right. Okay. So some of this stuff, as a classical liberal, I can kind of understand him sharing, okay? I can. I get it. The Daily Wire, PJ... The thing is with PJW is that more recently he's definitely strayed into more like Groyper dissident right type territory, yeah? Like, I'm sure you've seen some of his recent shit, like... He is getting fucking wild in terms of the content he's putting out there. Honestly. Check it out. The Britisher, Zuby, yeah. Gary Edwards, whoever the fuck that is. Yeah, he is completely wrong about Soy, you're right. Buck Angel. Well, I want to talk about that actually. We'll talk about that after this, I think. Classical liberals, yeah, a little bit of a soft spot. Can't resist it. Sticks, Zuby again. I wonder where it is. I'm sure I saw him retweet it. I'm like 90% sure I saw him retweet this. This is it. Okay. So, look. Yeah, I know Coach Red Pill. And soy was selling a supplement where the actual live ingredient was derived from soy. Yeah, that's true. Hilarious. Just an incredible cell phone. H-Bomb's videos on PJW and soy were so good. And Paul Joseph watching and actually watched one of them. Anyway, The Columbia Bugle. Now, what's the Columbia Bugle all about? For one thing, they're tweeting about Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson, confirmed not white nationalist, obviously. Conrad Golden's retweeting this account, Columbia Bugle. Conservative political commentary. And you start to look through, and by all means have a look yourself, okay? I don't want to go through the whole thing. Have a little look yourself. But let's just say the Columbia Bugle is not a publication that I would consider to be centre-right. Let's just put it like that, okay? Let's leave it at that. Everyone's just... Anyway. That's more or less all I've got to say about Conrad Golden. You know, the dude proclaims to be anti-alt-right, but he's retweeting alt-right sources. Obviously, retweets don't equals endorsement, I get that. But why would you be kind of signal boosting the message of people like that with none of your own commentary or debunking or whatever, or response? Why would you just retweet it like that? It doesn't make sense to me. Well, it does make sense to me. Someone that is at the very least alt-right adjacent would do that, right? It's the classic grift. But the thing is, Conrad Golden is doing the grift. We're not even getting fucking paid for it, you know, like fixing the left from within the left. He needs to set up a Patreon, as far as I'm concerned. Retweets are not endorsements, but they indicate what gives you pause and engage with. Yeah, true, exactly. Yeah, precisely. So yeah, it kind of just gives you that insight, right? Into what's going on. Gives you a little hint and a little taste, at least, of what's going through someone's head when they're retweeting the Columbia fucking Bugle. Conrad Golden Patreon content is just DMs of him getting owned by lefties. Oh God, imagine having access to his DMs. That'd be so good.